Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction and read through for Kubera Season 2, Episodes 99 and 100, and at that point, Kubera went on a hiatus and there was a chapter 100.5, so we're doing that too, and thank you to Phenom who already way ahead of time sent me the link to chapter 100.5, so we're doing 99, 100, 100.5, and then this is where there was a cutoff for the hiatus, so it might be a little bit on the shorter side this week, I don't know. Next week we will do another character ranking. Now, I'll hopefully do it on Monday sometime in the afternoon, but I'll keep you updated again. At some point, you'll probably see it in your subscription feed if you're subscribed. At some point, maybe Sunday, when I have a better idea of when exactly, like what time on Monday, or maybe even earlier on Monday, like when I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'll do it in a couple hours. At some point, I will put up the stream so that you'll know when it'll be, and then I'll go through and do another character ranking like I did last time. I feel like this is a good, not exactly midpoint for the season, but it's right here at the beginning of the year, beginning of 2025. And in addition, for those of you watching this years into the future, if you're here, that's got to be wild to hear. So yeah, beginning of the year. And this is where the series took a natural break. It's where the hiatus was. So either way, I guess let's start reading episode 99. Also, like I did last time, because the wiki doesn't have translations anymore for the afterword, I'm doing what I did last video and going to Kurigam's actual blog itself in Korean and then just Google translating it. So we will see how that continues to work out. So it's probably good that it's a little bit shorter anyway. I'm still not 100% health-wise, so let's see what we get. Hopefully I'm better by next week, because if not, I've been cutting out all of my coughing in these videos because it's pretty loud. I really hope it's gone by next week, because doing a stream and stuff, that would not work out very well. So let's see what we have. We have Season 2, Episode 99. What's wrong? What happened? Yuta's crying. You know, when you're sad about something that you can't tell other people about, it's so comforting just to have someone who you can cry with. And she thinks about Agni. Am I that kind of person for you, Yuta? And then he nods. I see. That kind of makes me happy. If you ever want to cry about something, come and see me anytime. And now his eyes are this color again, the green. Right. I prepared some raw beef and put it in the fridge for you. A lot of you brought up me noticing that his eyes were changing color. I guess I did a good job. I didn't, I figured people would have been like, how did it take you this long to notice? But they were like, oh, when you find out why it's changing color. So now I've got to think about it whenever I see it. I need to think about, okay, what's happening when they change color? Right. I prepared some raw beef and put it in the fridge for you. It's perfect to have it right now. When you're sad, it's good to eat something, and relieve your stress. What are you doing, Yuta? Is it maybe when his instincts are taking over? Because he seemed like he just consciously held himself back from doing something, whether it is something of the not safe for work nature or something of the wants to eat her nature. Probably more the former than the latter, though, because it seems like Shura are more into eating each other than they are into eating human. Out of Reach, Part 4. Calibloom Magic Guild. It's true that we don't have any proper countermeasures if all of those Shuras invade the city. During the first attack on Atera, there was only one Shura, and for some reason it backed off quickly, so we were able to keep it out with Asha's barrier alone. But during the second attack, a huge part of the city was destroyed because a group of Ananta Shuras rushed in, and we're seeing all of the Ananta forms for each of them. Or actual full Shura forms. If it weren't for Kasek and Agni getting here later, we could have suffered serious casualties. And lastly, the most recent attack on Calibloom, there were less Shuras than during the attack on Atera, but the problem was this strange colossal Shura. If it weren't for Agni helping us, Calibloom may have been completely flooded. And since that day, Agni's been unable to leave Atera. Yeah, Since it's impossible for even the high-ranking sorcerers to fight Rakshasa, the only people who can properly fight Rakshasa are Agni, Cossack, and Yuta. Asha, do you know why Yuta is around the same level as Cossack? If he blocks his transcendentals, he would surpass Cossack. He's that strong? I've thought this before. We must make sure that we keep him on the human side, whatever it takes. I feel like he'll probably stay on our side, without us really having to force him, thinks Ron. Don't you think you could start telling me about this kind of thing by now? You're a priest, and I'm a AA candidate. I only found out about this by overhearing it on the street. I was panicking, thinking Misty Shore was in danger. If you're so concerned about it, why don't you head back there? I still have some unfinished business here. And he looks to Asha. She doesn't even care. Tomorrow's February, and the AA vote is on February 18th. There's only half a month left. On the planet Willarv, half a month is 18 days rather than 15 days. Rather than going all the way back to Misty Shore, it would be better to just stay here and... Asha, somebody bursts in. It's Claude? There's something I need to tell you. I thought you went to Rind Hollow, Claude. Oh yeah, he was taken away. Yeah, I'm sure I heard that. What are you doing back here by yourself? Cough, cough. Well, you see, I still haven't had dinner, so let's talk after eating something. this panel of Asha. I'm so thirsty from rushing over here, I could use something to drink. Hoti Verona, and he gets splashed. I was trying to get you to drink some water to drink, but I made a mistake. Anyway, if it's that urgent for you to rush over here, just tell us about it right away, Claude. Oh, okay. Asha and Ron are so late tonight. What could they be talking about? Another city? Sure is. I drew the Sword of Return, and I've been practicing the Transcendentals as hard as I could, but I guess I still don't have the right to join those discussions. Anyway, it's getting late, so I should go to bed now. I really wanted to make up with Asha today, but I guess I can't. And then Yuta starts scribbling. Make up about what? It's not like you two had a fight. You're right. We didn't have a fight exactly. I'm not sure. I feel like I've done something wrong. No, Lise, it's not your fault, he thinks, and then there could be some other reason. Don't blame yourself all the time. This is good. She really needs to hear this, because this is a very common character trait of Lisa's. Always blaming herself. Thanks for saying that, Yuta, but it is my fault. It has to be my fault. That way I can try to make things better. Oh man, this is really good character stuff. Because this whole time I've been bringing it up, especially a lot lately, where Lise always blames herself. Anytime something is going wrong, she is always like, oh, they must have had their reasons, this is my fault. Always jumping to this conclusion, and we see that it's not just like stupidly jumping to conclusions, it's that it's more of a philosophical thing. If it's her fault, then she can fix it, which is like kind of showing us that she's scared of something being somebody else's fault, or has trouble accepting something being somebody else's fault because other people are outside of her control, their thoughts and actions. So it's like she can only fix things, she can only smooth things over, she can only help things and try and make things better, as she said, if it's her fault. But if it's not her fault, then there's not much she can do. And I guess like having that control out of your hands is tough. It's hard to deal with, especially for somebody like Lise, who for a long time, basically, I mean, long time, for the story, which has kind of been a long time in terms of things happening, she's really only had Asha and then other people on the periphery, and then Ron and Yuta come in. But with having so few people left after everyone in your life was taken from you, which is horribly traumatic, and Asha being that first one to come in and save her after this horribly traumatic thing, to lose Asha has got to be scary. That's got to be extremely tough. So if it's something where it's Asha's fault, if Asha's mistreating her, if Asha did something wrong, if Asha doesn't like her, then like that's something that Lise can't control. But if Lise kind of changes the logic to, oh, it's not that Asha did something wrong, it's that I should be okay with Asha doing this. It's not that Asha's feeling this sort of way, it's that I should be accepting it. Like, she's always putting the fault, the onus on herself, and making it so that if it's always my fault, then I can still try to smooth things over, just grasping at straws, trying to hold the relationship together. I don't want to think that there may not be a solution. Lise, do you like Asha that much? Yeah, of course. And she lights up. Asha is a friend who protected me and showed me where to go when I had no one by my side. When I thought that I had lost everything that mattered to me, I felt like I had found a savior. You know what I mean? It's like there's a halo behind that person at moments like those. Man, and that's tough too. I know, Lise. I know that feeling all too well. Anyway, that's why I'm trying to be a friend who stays by Asha's side till the very end. Just like Asha was there for me when I was all alone, I'm always going to stay on her side. That's all I can do, that's all I can do for her, since Asha's already rich and she can get pretty much anything she wants. But Lise, Asha has to come back in order for you to do that. At this rate, it doesn't look like she's coming back to you, he thinks. Could you come with us to fight in another city? If you do, I'll bring Lise with us. And he writes down, Lise, it may be a bit dangerous, but would you like to go to another city? Why all of a sudden? That way, Asha will come back to your side. This is like so in depth with all three of these characters. It's so good. And of course, like, it's not like Ron isn't having his own in-depth stuff. I'm excited to see him get more into this, like, high-ranking magician stuff. I'll handle everything that needs to be done. That'll do. You stay with Asha. I'm not sure what you mean, Yuta. Asha's just a bit late. She'll be here soon enough, so why would I go to another city? And what's this about doing what you need to do? He crumples up the paper. Hey, Yuta, I'm not sure, but it looks like you don't really want to do this. Then don't do it. You don't need to force yourself to do anything you don't want to because of me, okay? And the scarf wraps around her arm. He leans in and kisses her. It's not that I don't want to do it, Lise. And I'm not forcing myself. Whether it's bowing my head to humans or letting them use me for their obvious schemes. As long as it's for you, I don't mind. This is so tough. To be continued. This is so tough because he's saying that, but we know he definitely has issues with these things. He has issues with letting the humans just use him, because they are just using him, and issues with killing his own kind in this way. Of course, he doesn't really mind because he eats Shuras normally, but just the idea of fighting against other Shuras for the sake of humans, not because he chose to, but because he needs to in order to keep Lise safe and everything and be with Lise. Like, that's something that's rough. That's a tough decision. And it's like, he's saying here he doesn't mind doing it if it's for Lisa's sake. So it's like, that's tough though. Like, making a self-sacrifice and doing something you don't want to because of somebody you love is really admirable. But it's also really tough to be like, you're gonna have to live in a situation doing something you don't like, just for somebody else's sake rather than your own. He's in a really, 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 really tough position here. And then of course Asha and Lise especially being really, really great characters. The character writing in Kubera is just so insanely amazing. But with that chapter done, we still have plenty more to read. Let's check out the afterword. I need to pull that up. We'll go check out the afterword, and then we'll do chapter 100, then the afterword for that, then we'll do 100.5. So yeah, either way, moving on. Okay, afterword here, and remember that we're working with the Google translation of the blog, so there might be some issues. Also, I said I was trying not to look at the things at the top or side just to be like really, really sure I'm not running into any spoilers or anything, but my eyes just wandered and I saw the India travel tips and Indian food. I just thought that was really funny. But I chose it because I liked Lisa's expression, and then here you can see the transition into a gag. Hey, what's this? It's Curry Bear. It was my fault expecting it. If you lowered your expectations and scrolled down, as planned, there's a time difference attack. I am lost. I'm getting Google translated. I'm getting, what is it, Google discombobulated. Then, those two people also appeared when Asha and Ron checked their magic points. It's not important at all, but that yellow-haired guy is the head of the magic union. You can forget about it. Okay then. Lee's highest, 17 years old, specializing in losing one shoe. And then that's it for this one? Okay. Not too much here. Very short one. On now to Season 2, Episode 100. We start with, you know, Lise, you're the only person who sees me as a real friend. Not just as a Rakshasa, a powerful name, a well-trained dog, or a useful card in the deck. What about Iran? Everyone else sees me, or everyone else sees the power that I have, but you're different. You're the only person who sees me as I am, not my power, and you alone can show me real love. But you have a lot of other people who like you aside from me. It hurts, but I can hold it back. I can yield to you and protect the things that you like. So please, can't you just hold me? I'm not asking for much. You say everything's fine, but then why aren't you hugging me, or hugging me first, like before? I thought you liked me too. Then isn't this natural? Wanting to be closer because we like each other. Loving each other, loving each other more the closer we get. And the more. Just a bit more. It creeps in, his eyes are the color again. Wait, what am I thinking? Wisely's trembling. What's this familiar feeling? This is my first kiss, and yet it feels natural, like an old habit. We have this flash. What if that emotion that you feel is different from everything else, or that you feel is different from everything else, was nothing more than a changed form of your repressed appetite? Mom, have you seen my friend? She's a Garuda with black feathers like me and has cute dimples. She looks over. She's not here anymore. She's dead. And he starts crying. How could you do that? We had barely just become friends. You're bad, Mom. You're mean. Do you want to believe that I did it? All right. Then believe that if you'd like. And he has the blood around his mouth. This isn't the first time. This wasn't the first time. In the past, my friends, I've... And his eyes are back to normal here, it looks like. No, Lise. What's all this blood, Lise? No, I didn't do it. It couldn't have been me. Are you okay? Please say you're okay. Tell me that nothing happened. He's covering her mouth. Gosh, this is so interesting too, that again, he mentioned before she was the one who ran up and hugged him, but now he basically forced her into hugging him, and he feels like she's different. She actually cares about him, but he thinks like, ah, man, he's had people like this before. He's had people he's cared about before. He's had friends before. And his instincts will eventually drive him to kill them. It's like Yuta's biggest enemy is in the mirror. So it's like crazy how you have like your arch enemies for all these characters, and the arch enemy for Yuta is Yuta. His struggle is a really internal one. Part 2, Episode 100, Out of Reach, Part 5. Yuta, and then we have the green Healy swirls. Huh? What's going on? What's all this about, or about him not controlling himself? That all he saw was her neck. I rushed over as quickly as I could. Now we're just ruining the romantic mood for them. It's not a romantic mood around Syrafe. He looks over. That green light. I saw it in the waterways too. It looks like Hoti Asvin's Hoti Kubera. There's no way Lise could use a fusion spell like that. That's self-regeneration. One of the 5 transcendentals of the godly item, the Golden Knight. It uses up the rest of your vigor to heal your wounds. You can only use it when you've been attacked and are on the verge of death. Okay, so she was not just hurt, but on the verge of death there. And judging from the situation, Lise must be wounded by. And we see the blood on his mouth and tears in his eyes, and his eyes are back to the greenish blue now. So it just makes me think, is the greenish blue an indication of his instincts? Is it something related to Lise herself? Does it happen when something's going on with Lise? Or is it something that I've been thinking about it? It could be something that I can't predict. Like, let's say we get 300 more chapters down the line and we're like at chapter 500 and we find out that one of the characters in the future, like future Lise, is looking back through the past through Yuta's eyes to see what's going on or something. Or it could even be another character doing that. We know that Kali is technically his real mother, that maybe Kali this whole time has been looking through him or trying to influence him somehow. And it's not necessarily him losing control as much as it is control being taken from him. But again, it could be something like that there's no way that I could, it's foreshadowing for sure for something, but what it's foreshadowing for is something that I could, never have the proper evidence to guess. Wait, so Claude was right. I guess he really did bite her. I'm so scared I shouldn't have followed them. How badly did he bite her? To put her on the verge of death? Did he eat her tongue or something? How terrifying. No, I didn't mean to. I just... Now, everyone, seeing how quiet you all are, it looks like you're pretty surprised. But this was just a momentary impulse. Yuta is friendly towards humans, says Claude. I love Claude being like, no, we need to run over here, running everyone over here. And then after seeing this sight that he ran them all over there for, hold on, everyone. He is friendly towards humans. I think that Claude is genuine here. It's one of those things where Claude has been made to seem sketchy again and again, but I think he is actually genuine. I think the sketchiness is, I don't know if a red herring is the right term, but kind of a red herring. I feel like it's more that he really believes this. He really does think, okay, Yuta's friendly towards humans. We need to smooth things over with Yuta. But he's like, but as you all see, we need to help him with this instinct stuff. We need to maybe not have him around Lise alone all the time, or various other things maybe. Before he matured, he had such a strong urge to bite Lise that he would actually have to leave his place and come to me. Judging from the way he's crying right now, he clearly regrets it. There's no need to suddenly get all afraid. But what if this happens again? It's okay. Lise has her self-regeneration spell, right? Ron looks over. Look, do you ever think we'll find another Rakshasa as powerful and friendly towards humans as Yuta? We need to do everything we can to keep him on our side. Isn't that right, Lutz? And now he's playing into what Lutz was already thinking, because Lutz said the same thing about Asha, and then earlier last chapter he said it about Yuta, where he's like, Asha might have done that stuff, she might have murdered some people, but Asha's Asha, we kind of need her around, we might have to overlook some things. And now earlier last chapter, Lutz was again like, hey, we may or may not need to do whatever it takes to keep Yuta fighting for the humans. But Yuta likes Lise. He doesn't just like her. He really likes her a lot. His way of expressing it may be different from ours, but that may be love to him. The problem is just that the person he loves may get devoured. But luckily Lise has the Golden Knight. Even if she's facing death, as long as she has enough vigor left, she can heal herself with self-regeneration. And Ron looks horrified. The only thing that worries me is that not even self-regeneration would work when Yuta turns on his red eyes. What the hell are you talking about? Have you completely lost your mind? What do you mean? That's not very nice. I just presented the best option for everyone in the city, as well as for Yuta. What about Lise? He's silent. What about Lise having to constantly get chewed up and regenerated? And both he and Lutz look away. Why aren't any of you saying anything? Does no one else here think like me? Asha, I know you're not crazy about Lise, but this isn't right. This is really not right. Lutz, say something. Then what do you suggest we do? Well... He looks around to the crowd and everyone, to Yuta and Lise. Damn it. Why is Ron overreacting like that? As long as she can regenerate herself, it's not like she'll die. Small sacrifices must be made for the greater. As long as we can have a Rakshasa like that on our side. Besides, that Lise girl isn't much use to us anyway. Man, and how quickly everyone is like, oh, we just use her as Shura food? Okay. The longer you're together, the harder it will be. My poor son. And we're back to what Taraka said. Mother, would it have been better if I had followed you at that time? I was so foolish. I was short-sighted and stupidly positive. I thought that I'd become nice now that I'd learned everything I needed to learn. So, I must have fooled myself into believing that I could love someone, too. Lise, I'm sorry. Lise, I'm sorry. This won't take back the pain that I caused you, but I'll make sure that you won't hurt anymore, that this will never happen again. So the future that my mother spoke of will never come. He starts transforming. I'll distance myself from you. As long as you're not in real danger, I won't appear before you again. More than wanting to eat, and more than wanting to possess, I just want you to be happy and free of pain. That's all I really want. Just don't hate me, please. And he flies off. What? He's leaving. Hey, should we stop him? How? Wake that girl up. Lise, wake up. Lise. Lise. And Asha watches him leave. Again, this feels somewhat similar to Asha and Lise in that I do think that Asha doesn't necessarily have totally bad intentions or feelings towards Lise. And before, Asha was like, separating myself from her is for the best, you say? Maybe. And then we have Yuta now as well, being like, I just need to separate myself if I love her. On the night of February 1st, year N16, the Rakshasa who loved only one girl left the humans' city. Out of reach, end. Next chapter, Outsider. Man, what a rough ending. And you end on this ending for a hiatus. For people who were reading all the way back then, you got hiatus here. That is rough. That's a tough one. That is, oof. That was really, really tense. Really just deep, serious character stuff going on. So before I move on to 100.5, once again, extremely good chapter. Let's go check out the afterword. Here we have our afterword, Google translated. In the last episode, you asked why the first kiss wasn't innocent but animal-like, and you can see in this episode the water level I'm worried about seems to be along a slightly different line from the water level you're worried about. I think it's no longer a good idea to say something like wanting to switch seats with Lise, especially in front of Yuta. This is the story that was included in the introduction of Part 1, Episode 93. And then we see Lutz and Ron. The contrasting personality differences between the brothers. Ron seems to give up on using silent magic. There was a bit about silent magic in Episode 13 of Part 2, but it'll be covered in more detail later. It's not without reason that people as human as Ron are rare. Now that I'm in Utah, they're saying Utah. That is such a crazy Google translation. People are like, curry cabs in Utah? Can I not take off my Lee scarf? No, that's not true. I'll let you know on September 2nd. Are you surprised by the sudden notice of hiatus? If you haven't seen the hiatus notice, please watch the end of the episode again. Part 2, episode 101 is on September 2nd, but Part 2 isn't over yet. I can't take a long break like I did after Part 1, but it's not like it can be normalized in just 2 weeks like in episode 50 of Part 2. I had to take a 6-week hiatus due to unavoidable circumstances. August is the most viewed month of the year, and there is no salary. I'm shedding tears of blood, but I have no choice but to run properly until the end of Part 2. Then everyone, stay healthy until the day you come back and have a good vacation. The day I return is the start of a new school year for you all. If you're interested in the 5th popularity vote, please participate. There's a link there. Or is it because I didn't link the review that the number of participants is less than half of the 4th time? Okay, so that will probably be in the 100.5, and it'll be really interesting to see what the 100.5 says about character popularity if I'm about to do my ranking and everything. So if I do my ranking, it'll be cool to see how it differs from what I'm about to see. But either way, the ranking will be next week. Let's go into the bonus chapter for now. For the bonus chapter, I'm just going to keep it on this screen. Nobody should care. I mean, it's not like they're publishing it anywhere officially on Webtoons or anything, so they shouldn't care if I just show it, so I'm just going to show it. We have, this webtoon is on hiatus. However, for those of you who clicked out of habit, I present this low-quality comic to give you 1 MG worth of worthwhile feelings. And now we have Story and Heart by, I was going to say Shirogam, but that is very much not Hwaitogam, I guess. It's very much not Korean. Babokim Scans did this. Thank you to them. Now we see Brahma, God of Creation, cable TV schedule. What the hell is this? Why hiatus all of a sudden? Burn the author. Looks out the window. How dare you draw us in low quality? Vengeance! Burn her at the stake and we have the white gum. She's an author, so she's not going to die anyway. Why the hell did I have so few appearances? What happened to my handsome features? It's a romance, right? Where are the couples? How dare you go on a break when you haven't done anything yet? Now, set the fire. The fire. Stop it. Brahmanim? Brahma? Why does Brahma look like the Kuberas? The older Lees. Who's that? A primeval god. It's also funny to have Brahma maybe making their debut in the bonus spinoff. Brahmanim, you can beat up the author a little too. You haven't appeared in over 2 years. The readers may think this is the first time they've seen you. So I assume then one of the many sort of silhouettes or things that we've barely seen a little in a couple panels. Divine punishment. Then Brahma's unique transcendental. Blasts created beings who disturb the order into another dimension. Okay. Only works on Brahma's own creations, including natural gods and Gnostica. Then appeared in 165, 67, 80, and 99. Who said that? Seeing me for the first time. I've already appeared in the manhwa 4 times. Who in the world would remember that? We can't even recognize you since you keep on changing. Divine punishment, divine punishment, divine punishment, divine punishment. That's not the god of creation. That's the god of destruction. Rather than divine punishment, it sounds like a curse. Alright. Sorry, I was just reading that translator note. Oh, wait, that rotten author is gone. Get her! And there's trampling. It looks like Lisa's hand. Hey, Curry, no, Wycombe, you shouldn't leave like this. We haven't seen some of the main characters for a few months now. Hey, are you listening to me? Hey, wake up. And by doing that, I got this in return. We see question draw. What are we supposed to do with this? She told us to pick 3 questions from there and answer them ourselves. What? I can't believe it. A Q&A's the author's work. Why does she dump it on us? So who do you think's drawing your face right now? Okay then. What's the payoff for answering this? There's no pay. This just gives you an appearance during the hiatus. She said we can't even continue Kubera now, so if you don't want to do this, just forget about it. If you don't participate, characters who haven't made a recent appearance will be completely forgotten during the hiatus. Then shock by Idiot Gim. Or Idiot Smith. Prilith, we have to do this at all costs. Draw one quickly. I'll take care of the answer. I somehow feel uneasy. Then I'll draw one. When will the Staff of Agni be modified again? Has it already been modified? Oh, this. Hey, where are you going? We have Lorraine sneaking off. 2nd day, 12th month, year end 15. 1st day, 2nd month, year end 16. Hasn't 1 month already passed? But the shape is so fine as it is. Oh, that's... That's Agni. The shape is fine as it is, but make it so that it won't explode when Brilith uses it. I can't do anything more about that. The person's ability to wield it is the problem, not the sin of talking back to the word of a god will be punishable by spending the next 1,000 years in hell. Bhavati Brahma! Now, Brilith, wield this, and she has a cool, dark, dragony staff. For some reason, its shape is more frightening than before. Is this really okay? I love just the goofy Agni handing it to her. Yep, totally okay. Then I shall concentrate, and boom, we have the curly hair explosion. And Agni's laughing. Brilith, wait, it's because of silent magic. Not even modification can change that fact. Why'd you say it was okay then if you knew? Just bonking him with it. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Save me. That guy who's taking a beating, isn't he your friend? I don't know that guy. Now, who wants to draw one as well? If you don't, I'll draw. Me, I'll have a try. We have Ron. Oh, Ron Oppa. Well, you only have to answer roughly, right? Who's going to blame me if I give them the wrong answer? Something like this is a piece of cake. What color are Asha's panties? He rips it off. What was it? What kind of question was it? No matter what the answer is, I would probably die asking it. And then Asha looks over. Anyway, I'll draw again. Again. This one's also a no-go. This one too. And I mean, Ron did vaguely see her without them, did he not? This one's also a no-go. This one too. Stop it. Picking repeatedly is cheating. Does Ron wear briefs or boxers? Boxers. How is this question any better? What's up with my luck today? Then we only got one left now. Who wants to draw? Please, someone draw. We have Yuta hiding. Would love to draw one, but it's out of reach. You should go on ahead and make an appearance. You do it, and we have Sagara and Maruna. Too proud to draw. No volunteers? Then I'm gonna draw one too. We have Lise. Why didn't Lise try to remove the bracelet by cutting off her hand? You see, I didn't try because my hands are precious to me. Although when I realized that it's possible to recover a severed hand, I asked Asha about it. Asha, I need to cut off my hand for some reason. Can you use recovery magic for a little, if it's because you're trying to remove a user-bound item? Unless the item's removed through the normal procedure, it'll replace itself the moment of recovery. Oh, interesting then. If it wouldn't, then there'd be no meaning for it to be called user-bound. It's quite obvious. That's obvious. But that's strange. Mister clearly said the first method was to cut one's hand off, but did he lie to me just to scare me? I never lied. Don't recover the severed arm. Live with one arm. And then she gets angry and he vanishes. True. It's like, I didn't lie. You can get rid of it. Just don't recover your arm. Anyway, done with that. We're done with the quota of 3 questions. There aren't any more readers interested in other questions, right? There's only a bunch of questions we can't answer right now. What the hell? There's even a physics problem. That's cool. Asha should have drawn something like this. We see one of them on the ground. Does Yuta make an appearance now? He holds it. Now, for the main characters who will be appearing in the next chapter, please come this way. Mr. Marna, not that way, it's this way. Where's Yuta gone? I'm coming. He flies off. And then we have chapter 26, Outsider. Okay, and we're going to get stuff with the brothers here. That's a really good panel of the two of them. And then the hype, the release date drop. Very cool. So it wasn't character poll results, but rather just Q&A stuff. That was so fun. I love stuff like that. That was amazing. Okay, so with all of that aside, that was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I guess it's time to end the video so that I can edit this so that I can post it for you. So thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this week's set of chapters, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Kubera, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, that's greatly appreciated. But if you want to help support the channel, help me to keep making all these videos, and also get your name at the end of videos, get One Piece videos a bit early, then hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, JA, and the D-Band, Jerryton Students, David Langstaff, and Folded Goal, Slayer Candidate, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Bate Arial. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.